Hello, everybody. It's the Gunman here from Nashville, Tennessee, episode 24 of Gunner's Good News. I hope you guys are having a great day out there. I hope you're keeping your spirits up. Positivity, as I've always said throughout all of these, is absolutely paramount of importance. So, again, coming out of this Easter Sunday, I had a great one. I hope you did too. My love and support and all of our collective love and support goes out to everybody who has been affected by COVID-19, people who are fighting the good fight right now. God bless the people out there who've lost folks that they love. We are so sorry. We're so there with you. But I want to share a little bit of good news with you all today, if I can. And it actually kind of answers some of the questions that I myself have had about COVID-19, about the disease itself. I don't know if many of you know this, but in January of this year, I got really, really sick. And it was something different. It felt different. I said this to Matthew. We were on tour at the time, and I felt like I'd been kicked in my lower back. I mean, really bad aches and pains in my lower back, sore throat, followed by a fever and a cough that was really interesting. You know, as a singer, you go out there on tour, and it's totally normal for you to get upper respiratory infections, especially if we're doing Christmas tours and stuff. That seems to be the cold and flu season, obviously. But because of all of the experience that we've had with years and years and years, decades of touring, we kind of know what different things are. We're not self-prescribing, we're certainly not doctors or anything, but we're very familiar with what things feel like. You know, if you have strep throat, it feels a certain way. If you have a cold, it feels a certain way. And because it's how we make our living, we kind of can anticipate things, and we call our dial a doctor and get treated. And most of the time, you know, the show must go on. So unless Matthew and I have lost our voices completely, you know, we actually are going to be hitting the stage. And that happened actually at the end of this year, going into January. And I had a cough that wouldn't quit. I actually broke 3 ribs, hairline fractures, from coughing. And I was wondering what that was. And today, kind of like an answer to the question that I had, there was a Fox News contributor. Her name is Dr. Jeanette Neshwat. And she was actually online today talking about the fact that she's been talking with her colleagues all over the world, and there's a growing consensus that this disease actually made its appearance on our shores about a month and a half earlier than originally thought, because so many people were asymptomatic and because no one really knew what COVID-19 was at the time. So people were getting tested for that seasonal flu, like I was, and the tests were coming back negative because there wasn't a COVID-19 test. I am actually thinking that I've actually already had this, and I've already fought through it. It wasn't fun, let me tell you. It was, again, I mentioned it was different. It felt more severe. But today, they have just opened up a study, and I have put in my name for that study. I don't know if they're going to choose me. I hope they do, where they're going to test 10,000 people who are currently asymptomatic for the antibodies that would show them that I have already had this. And I'm actually hopeful for that. And my good news today is that those tests and those studies are now starting to come online. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that that's something that we could anticipate. And it's with the National Institute of Health. I logged online, I put in my name. And if any of you are out there and are curious as to whether or not you've actually been exposed, it's open to you. You can actually put in your name, nationalinstituteofhealth.org. And you can actually put yourself up for this test. In my case, I'm actually kind of hoping that I've already had this for a couple of reasons, but the biggest reason is because if I have, that means that I can actually start donating my blood for plasma therapy for people who are really struggling with this. I'm blessed to be a type O negative, which means that I'm the universal donor, and yes, as a twin, that means Matthew is too, and we can actually start really contributing. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm excited that those developments are now starting to come online, and they're starting to take action with folks out there, not only to know if you've had it, if you haven't had it, but for a lot of you out there that I know really do want to get involved and actually want to be helpful. So the good news is it looks like that day has arrived. So I want you to keep safe. I want you to keep positive. I want you to do as much as you possibly can to be uplifting to the people around you, and to love your way through this whole thing. We're gonna get through it, I'm telling you. And I'll let you know as this progresses, if they do contact me, of course, and of course what the results are, in case you're curious. So anyways, lots of love to all of you guys. We'll see you tomorrow with more good news from me, Gunnar Nelson. Talk to you later. Bye-bye now.